Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Shailene and in today's video we're going to do the Boujee BookTuber Tag. So there are a few questions that I have to answer, so let's just jump right on into the video. Number one, what is your monthly budget for books? I would say it's around $70, but honestly, I don't really have a solid budget, and that is so terrible. One of my New Year resolutions is going to be getting better with my money, and that will include buying books, obviously. When I go to the thrift store, I don't really hold back on the amount of books that I buy. If it's something that I want to read and have been wanting to read, I will buy it. If there is a ebook on sale that I want to read, I will also buy it. And if it's a book that I really want and it's like, you know, a new release and I see it for full price, you know, sometimes I will buy it. I have done that a few times, you know, maybe once a month or so. But yeah, right now I do have access to my library finally, so I won't be buying books for full price. I won't really be buying many books at all, even when I go to the thrift store. I think the only books that I will buy will be classics, non-fiction, and vintage copies, and books that I have on ebook that I've read but I want a physical copy of. Like, those are kind of my terms. I definitely want to cut down on my book spending and my book hoarding. I do have a limited amount of space and also a limited amount of money. So yeah, I'm definitely going to stick to the library for now on. But yeah, before I didn't really have a budget. I was just in a book buying craze, and it wasn't like I was buying plenty of books full price each month. It was just I was buying, you know, upwards of like 10 ebooks a month. If I got to the thrift store, I would buy like a stack of 15 books, you know, 2 to 3 books full price each month. Like, it adds up. It gets expensive. Number 2, what's the most you've ever spent in a bookstore? So last Christmas I went to Chapters, big Chapters store in Halifax, and I bought $130 worth of books. I bought 4 books, which is just crazy that it's so much for 4 books at full price. Yeah. Number 3, are you willing to pay full price for a brand new release, or will you wait until you have a coupon or there's a sale? Before, if it was a release that I was really excited about, like I bought The Chain full price, I bought The Testaments full price, I bought The House of Salt and Sorrows for full price. I was excited about those releases, so I bought them for full price. Some of them I kind of, you know, wish I didn't. While others, you know, I was happy I spent the money on it because I ended up enjoying the book. That's the thing there. If I buy a book full price, read it, but don't end up enjoying it, I feel guilty for buying it and wasting my money on it. From now on, I'm not going to be buying books for full price unless I know 100% that, you know, this is a book that I know I'm going to love. Like with nonfiction, I recently bought Archaeology from Space by Sarah Parcak. I know that that's a book that I'm going to love because it's nonfiction, it's on one of my favorite subjects, it's by a person who I admire, so I know it's something that I'm going to love. Now my rules are place a hold in at the library and wait for the book to come in. Just read it. If I love it enough, then I will buy it at some point. But if there is a book that is on sale on like the iBook store, if I go into a thrift store and it's not a book that I can't find at the library, or if it's like a book that I can't find an ebook but I can get in physical and it's full price, I will buy it because I can't get it anywhere else. Like, that's like, you know, the last resort kind of thing. So number 4, would you rather buy one new book or several less expensive used copies? 100% several less expensive used copies. You're getting your money's worth. You're getting to read more. I can deal with, you know, yellowed pages and maybe a book not in greatest of conditions, and I'll still read it. I'm really not that picky. I love a good bargain. Number 5, what do you think is a reasonable price for a new hardback book, a paperback, and an ebook? I think $15 is a reasonable price for a hardback, a new release. I think $10 is reasonable for a paperback. I think ebooks are grossly, like way overpriced. They are astronomically overpriced, and the only time I ever buy them is when they're $4.99 or less. So honestly, I would be happy buying an ebook that's $5 and less. Number 6, is a signed book worth more to you? How about a first edition? So if it's a signed book and it's from somebody that I truly admire, this here book is actually a signed copy. I met the author in person and got this signed. This is by Rob Stewart, Save the Humans. So I'm a big fan of Rob Stewart. I have been for a very long time. He died in the beginning of 2018, I believe. So yeah, this book is very special and sentimental to me. So for me, it is a book that I definitely treasure a lot, but it's not something I would ever sell. Like, it's worth more to me in meaning than it ever would be in money. I don't really care if a book is a first edition of a book. Maybe if it was like a classic, like that's the only case in which I would really care because it would be, you know, kind of rarer for you to find something like that, but you know. Number 7, what is your most valuable book, sentimental or actual value? This would probably be one of my most sentimental / most valuable books. Another book that would probably be most sentimental to me would actually be a copy of a Bible that used to belong to my grandmother. She passed away 10 years ago, so that's quite sentimental to me. I don't really have a book that's like super expensive that I bought. It's like they're all kind of average price. Like, I never paid an astronomical amount for a book before. Number 8, will you pay more for a cover or edition you like better? If it's of a book that I really love and I happen to come across a better looking edition in the thrift store, then yes, I would. But would I pay a full price of it? I doubt it. Number 9, what physical characteristics does a good quality book have? So I most certainly prefer the aesthetics of a hardback. I love hardbacks, the look of them, not quite so much the feel. They're very difficult for me to read when I'm in pain, but I love, you know, the pretty end pages and the gold lettering that's on the spine. Sometimes there's something embossed in the cover. Like, I just love a good sturdy hardback. You know they're going to last a while. I really hate deckled edges. That's one of the things I hate most about books is deckled edges. Why? No. So number 10, if you won the lottery, which bookish things would you do with the money? First of all, I would buy hard copies of, like, hardback hard copies of all my favorite books in good condition. I would expand my nonfiction collection because I love nonfiction, but there's many nonfiction books that I want that I do not have. And then I would also build my dream library. And my dream library consists of a 1920s kind of library, Victorian feel to it. You know, kind of in like Downton Abbey, them kind of libraries, like just a sprawling library with floor to ceiling bookshelves, a ladder, and like cherry bookshelves, and all the books like would have their dust jackets off and just have the hardback spine. Like, I think there's such an aesthetic to that I love. My dream library. Also, I would have like this beautiful reading nook with comfortable, very, you know, kind of 1920s couches. Like, oh, that just seems amazing. And it would have to be quiet and like a big window I could look out of. So yeah, that was the Boujee BookTuber tag. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe. You can go ahead and follow me on Goodreads, Instagram, and Twitter. I'll leave those links in the description below. And I hope to see you guys next time. Bye!